The Queen did not want Camilla to be called the Queen. The Queen wanted Camilla to be called the Queen Consort.
Which
King
is very
Charles.
iffy.
There are few things more intriguing than the royal family's drama, but this latest twist is like nothing we have seen before. Meghan Markle is officially out, and this is not the kind of story where you wonder if it is just a tabloid rumor. No, this one is real. The latest reports from US Weekly say it is over between Meghan and the royal family, and not just in the usual, we are taking a break kind of way. This time, Prince William and Princess Catherine have apparently made the decision to completely cut Meghan out of their lives. No more calls, no more texts, no more polite Christmas card exchanges, just silence. And this silence is a statement. This is not just another passing drama, it is serious. This is where things get intense. Let us talk about the royal family's decision to sever ties with Meghan completely. No more half-hearted attempts at keeping up appearances. It is done. Sources close to the palace are reporting that this is not just a temporary move. This feels permanent. Prince William and Catherine have reportedly told their staff that Meghan's name is not allowed to be spoken in front of Kate anymore. That is right. The Duchess of Cambridge does not want to hear about her, and no one in the palace is allowed to bring up Meghan's name. Can you imagine? A family member, one you were once so close to, being completely erased from your life. That is what is happening here. This decision did not come overnight, though. The tension between the royal family and Meghan has been building for years. But things really escalated when Prince Harry went public with his issues in that bombshell BBC interview on May 2nd. The interview, where Harry aired more royal family grievances, reportedly served as the last straw for William and Kate. For them, it was not just about the public airing of family secrets. It was about the fact that Harry seemed willing to keep the drama going and make it public. For William, that is unacceptable. After that interview, the royals apparently made a bold decision. No more drama, no more back and forth, no more Meghan. Now, let us dive into what exactly William and Kate are doing here. What makes their response so calculated? It is all about strategy. Prince William, according to sources, is not angry in the typical emotional sense. He is not shouting or throwing things around. His anger is much colder and more calculated. William's frustration is not just about Meghan's behavior. It is about how the situation with Harry has spiraled. His public outbursts, the media interviews, the constant airing of family issues in public. It has all become too much for William and Catherine, and it is not just about protecting themselves either. It is about protecting the institution of the monarchy itself. You see, this decision to cut Meghan off is not just an emotional one. It is a calculated move to shield the royal family from further media drama. The royals have chosen to stay silent, which, believe it or not, is more powerful than any public spat or confrontation. They have decided to let Meghan stew in her own media chaos, and trust me, she is not handling it well. Meghan is used to controlling the media, calling the shots, and making sure the narrative stays in her favor, but now, the royal family is doing something Meghan cannot stand, ignoring her. They have made it clear, no engagement, no reaction, and let me tell you, that silence is driving her crazy. It is almost poetic in a way. Meghan, who is known for cutting people out of her life, is now being cut off by the most powerful family in the world, and it is all happening without any fanfare, without any drama, just silence. But what is behind all this? There is more to it than just royal protocol. Prince William and Princess Catherine have been under significant personal stress, especially Catherine. As many of you may know, Catherine has been battling some serious health issues, and William's priority right now is protecting her peace. And I do not mean just in a physical sense. The emotional toll Meghan's involvement has had on the royal family is something we do not often hear about. Catherine's health struggles are real, and they have been affecting her deeply. With all of this going on, William has had to make some tough calls. And when it comes to protecting Catherine's emotional well-being, he has made it clear, no more Meghan. What is even more shocking is that this is not just a matter of personal tension. This cutoff goes far beyond just one isolated incident. For William and Catherine, this is about maintaining a sense of peace. They have had enough of the back and forth, the drama, and the constant emotional strain that comes with being constantly in the public eye. When they decided to cut Meghan off, it was not just about making a point. It was about choosing to protect their family from more harm. and that is exactly what they have done. Now, let us talk about silence for a moment. There is a reason why the royal family has chosen this route. It is a strategy that many royal insiders believe is working. By choosing not to engage with Meghan or Harry in public, they are controlling the narrative without ever saying a word. Prince William has made it clear that there will be no public reactions, no counterattacks, no rebuttals. The royal family is playing the long game here, and it is a game that Meghan cannot stand. She is used to being the one who calls the shots, who controls the media cycle, and who gets to dictate the terms of her public image. But now, with the royals choosing silence, they have taken that power away from her. Meghan, who once thrived on media attention, now finds herself in the uncomfortable position of being ignored. And this silence is working in ways that public condemnations never could. By choosing not to react, the royal family is starving the drama of oxygen. No one is feeding into the story, and that is precisely what Meghan cannot stand. It is almost poetic. She, who once cut off so many people from her life, is now the one being cut off. And the worst part, she has no control over it. The royals are not playing her game anymore, and that, more than anything, is what is driving her insane. Here is where the story gets really interesting. Meghan is now facing the very same thing she has done to others. Remember when Meghan famously distanced herself from her father and all those other people she cut out of her life when they did not serve her narrative? Well, now she is on the receiving end of that same treatment. The royal family has taken a page right out of her book, and the irony is not lost on anyone. Meghan, who once severed ties with people who did not fit into her life, is now being completely ignored by the royals. And it is not just the royals. Meghan has alienated people in her personal life as well. Edward Enflin, a former ally and editor at Vogue UK, has now distanced himself from her after their failed collaboration. Once he bent over backwards to accommodate Meghan's every request, but now even he has had enough. This is not an isolated incident. Over the years, Meghan has burned a lot of bridges. Staff members, celebrity allies, and even media figures have all distanced themselves from her. And this growing trail of people who no longer want to associate with her is only adding fuel to the fire. The royal family is aware of this. They know that Meghan's behavior, cutting people out when they do not meet her expectations, has caused a ripple effect in her personal and professional life. Now, it is starting to affect her reputation in ways she never anticipated. And then there is the shift in Meghan's public image. Once, she was the shining example of empowerment. She was the woman who married a prince and broke barriers. She controlled her narrative and the media ate it up. But now, that narrative is starting to change. Meghan's public image is no longer as polished as it once was. In fact, it has been starting to unravel for a while now. Outlets like the Daily Mail, The Sun, and even Vogue, once her biggest supporters, are now turning on her. They are reporting on her with brutal honesty, and it is starting to show. The glow that once surrounded her is fading, and with it, her ability to control the narrative. Her charm offensive that once captivated the public, it is not landing the same way anymore. People are becoming more wary of her. Her supporters are either growing quiet or pulling away entirely. And for someone who built her entire brand around being likable and relatable, that shift in public sentiment is dangerous. She is losing her grip on the narrative, and that is something she has not had to deal with until now. Let us not forget about Harry, the one person who is still technically in the family, but even his position is becoming increasingly complicated. While William and Catherine have slammed the door on Meghan, they have not closed it completely on Harry. There is still a glimmer of hope that he could return to the fold, but that comes with a big condition. Harry needs to stop airing the royal family's dirty laundry in public. No more tell-all interviews, no more Netflix specials, no more airing out private grievances. If Harry wants back in, he has to stop dragging the monarchy through the mud. But that is easier said than done. Harry has so thoroughly entangled himself in Meghan's narrative that stepping away is not going to be simple. The more he defends her, the harder it becomes for him to disengage from the drama. And what complicates this even further is how publicly he has positioned himself. His memoir, his interviews, the Netflix series, it has all been about telling his side of the story, often at the expense of the royal family. And in the eyes of many in the palace, that has become a problem. They do not see him as someone who is protecting his family. They see him as someone weaponizing his title to make money and gain publicity. So what does all this mean for Harry and Meghan? As it stands, Meghan's isolated, socially, emotionally, and professionally. The public, once on her side, has started to turn against her. She is no longer the empowered woman who married a prince. Now, she is seen as someone who has burned every bridge she crossed. The media and the public have begun to see them as opportunists, and that is a narrative shift that is going to be hard to reverse. And as for Harry, he is stuck. The more he defends Meghan, the harder it becomes for him to step away from this drama. So, what is next for Harry and Meghan? Will Harry ever reconcile with the royal family, or will he stay in the shadow of Meghan's controversy? The future is uncertain, but one thing is for sure. The royals have made it clear that Meghan is done. No more second chances, no more drama. And that silence from the royal family, that is the real punishment. Let us know what you think in the comments. Do you think Harry can come back into the royal fold, or is Meghan's presence the final barrier?